I'm going to make some basmati rice, not with stock, not with water, but with milk. And these are all the little ingredients that are going to go in there. Toasted almonds, walnuts, golden raisins, bay leaf, garlic, shallots, black olives, currants, a little cinnamon, a little thyme, and a little cumin. And I'm pretty sure it's going to taste great. And a little hot sauce at the end, or black pepper, and we're going to have to put some salt in there, I'm sure. So let's get started. So since I'm using milk, I was going to say use olive oil, but since I am using milk, I put a good almost 3 tablespoons of butter in there. You know, like cream and butter go together, so does milk and butter. And the shallots I left in large pieces. I like to see it in the rice. You don't have to do that. And then in there we throw the thyme, the cumin, and the cinnamon. More flavor will come out. And it's on a moderate flame. We'll sweat that up. I'm not looking for any color. Nice aroma. You can use fresh thyme, but this dry thyme I'm using happens to be an excellent brand, and it's not from the supermarket. It's from a shop that sells this, and I have nothing to do with them, and they do online ordering, and every time I buy something there, when you open it up, it is so fresh, fragrant, where the stuff in the supermarket, you don't know how long it's been on the shelf in the warehouse in the supermarket. So, and the black olives are just going to cut in half. So you get that ready. Then everything is ready. I'm going to put the rice in now, because that's enough that we have there. And I hope that pan is large enough to hold the amount that I'm going to put in there. What I usually do is make too much of something. And if there's no room to add the rest of the ingredients, then we'll just take this, put it into another pan, larger, and mix everything in there after I heat up the other stuff. Now also into this, we have to put some sea salt and the pepper, don't worry about the salt. If I was cooking this just for me, I would probably leave the salt out, but since I'm not, I want to make sure that it's tasty, since I put all the ingredients on the recipe. And if it tastes good to me, that means it'll taste good to you. And now the milk. Very unusual to use milk as the stock. But then again, I try unusual things. Now as soon as that comes to a little boil, so we'll raise the flame, just a little boil, cover it, put a lid on it, and come back in about maybe 17 minutes. thereabouts. Should be done. So it's on a fairly low flame. If you can see through the glass lid, little bubbles here and there, so that means it's cooking. And use a thick pan like this. This is Teflon or a non-stick, because you're dealing with milk and you don't want anything to scorch. Now, see, it's cooking. I even lowered the flame more. Give it a little mix. We got about 6 minutes to go. Now, you don't have to use shallots. You want to use onions, that's fine too. "17 minutes have passed. Just right. What I'm going to do is just leave it like this for 5 minutes. Shutting it off. And then in a separate pan, I'm going to heat everything else up. So I put some normally I would just put all the other ingredients into the rice at the end, mix it up, let it sit, and then serve it. But the pan is this is a lot of ingredients, so I'm going to have to transfer what I have there. That's everything. I'm just going to heat that up, transfer all of this into a bowl. There's one more ingredient that I didn't have on the list. And that's some kind of green for color. And I happen to have some scallions. I like scallions better than parsley because the scallions have a taste. Parsley has somewhat of a taste. So this is heating up. I'll just mince up some scallions. And you see the scallions cut on a bias. They look much better than just straight cut. Now it took me 17 minutes. Could have been 18 by the time I fooled around with my timer and everything. So don't hold me to the 17, but nice and fluffy. That's a lot of rice. I was going to do just one cup, but then I like to have a lot of leftover. And it's hard, if you make 1 cup with all the other ingredients that go in there, it's kind of difficult to just make little amounts. So it's better. Now if I'm not satisfied with the ratio of these other items to the rice, I'll increase it on the recipe. But it's rice with all of the other ingredients. And you know what? Cooking it with milk, it was nice. I can't tell the flavor because basmati has such a dominant flavor. So now we look at this. Now it's up to the individual to increase the amount of the items that are in there, but I think that's just fine. You see a little of everything. And the taste, I went a little bit light on all the seasonings. a little more difficult to pick out what's in there. Pleasant flavor, nothing overpowering. And nuts, I love nuts with rice. I like the soft with the crunchy. This is good. Enjoy.